Imagine doing everything right for your sleep. You dim the lights, you banish screens from your bedroom, maybe you even have a nightly meditation practice going. And yet you still wake up at 2 a.m. wide-eyed and restless. Or you feel lethargic and hazy even after, a full 8 hours. What if a seemingly innocuous, even healthy habit was actually the silent saboteur of your deep restorative sleep?
It's pretty fascinating, actually, because for many people, that culprit might just be your evening cup of, well, decaf coffee.
Low calf. Seriously.
Yeah.
But hang on, isn't that the whole point? It's supposed to be caffeine-free. How could that be undermining all that effort to get good rest?
Right. It seems counterintuitive. And there are a few layers to peel back here. Most people think decaf means zero caffeine, but that's not quite accurate. And beyond just the residual caffeine, the process they use for decaffeination, that can hide some surprises too.
Okay, let's unpack this for you. As doctors, particularly ones focusing on elderly health, we see so many individuals struggling with sleep, especially as the years go by. The body's internal clock, your circadian rhythm, it naturally starts to shift. And a lot of people just aren't aware that around age 50 or so, sleep problems really become much more common. And they can subtly weaken your health. It's not just about feeling tired, right? It hits your immunity, your cognitive function, really your whole quality of life.
Exactly. And it raises this really important question. If something seemingly harmless like decaf can actually disrupt sleep, then what natural, powerful tools from nature can genuinely help us get that lost rest back without reaching for chemicals or, lab-made medicines?
So today, that's our mission. We're taking a deep dive into these powerful natural foods, the ones that actually interact with your nervous system in a positive way, guiding you back to truly regenerative sleep. We're going to expose some hidden disruptors like that decaf and shine light on the natural remedies. So let's circle back to decaf coffee, the supposed safe option. The common thinking is no caffeine, no problem, especially before bed. But that's the big misconception.
Yeah, the reality is quite different. First off, like I mentioned, there's that residual caffeine. It's not zero. Usually it's somewhere between 3% and maybe 10% of the original caffeine. Now, for someone who's sensitive, that's definitely enough to mess with their sleep. But maybe the more concerning part, like you hinted, is the process. Certain decaffeination methods use chemical solvents, things like ethyl acetate or methylene chloride.
Methylene chloride, wow.
Yes, and trace amounts can potentially remain in the final product. Now, these aren't just inert substances. They can actually interfere with your neurotransmitters, the brain chemicals that are critical for regulating your sleep-wake cycles. So even tiny amounts could subtly throw your natural rhythm off balance.
And it's not just the chemistry, is it? There's a psychological piece too, a really powerful one.
Absolutely.
Think about it. The taste, the warmth, that aroma of coffee. For years, maybe decades, you've likely associated those things with waking up, with mental alertness, with starting the day. So even if there's hardly any caffeine left, when you drink decaf in the evening, your brain might still be getting this subconscious nudge. Okay, time to gear up, not time to relax.
That's a huge factor, that mental conditioning. It directly impacts your deep sleep. That's arguably the most crucial stage. It's when your brain clears out metabolic waste, your immune system kind of reboots itself, and your cells do major repair work. If you don't get enough quality deep sleep, you wake up feeling, foggy, lethargic, just unrefreshed. Even if you were technically asleep for 7 or 8 hours, it's like your body hit pause instead of reset.
Right, so the quality just isn't there.
Exactly. So just swapping that evening decaf for something genuinely soothing, like a properly brewed chamomile tea, and we'll get to how to brew it right later, that can make a really noticeable difference.
Okay, so if decaf is a potential saboteur, what are nature's allies? Let's shift gears. Let's talk about some everyday foods that pack a surprising punch for sleep. First up, bananas. Seems
Sure.
so basic, right? But they're actually these underestimated powerhouses for sleep.
Oh, they absolutely are. People know about potassium, sure. Great for muscle relaxation, easing tension. But here's the really interesting part. Bananas also have magnesium, another natural muscle relaxant, helps calm the nervous system. But crucially, they're rich in vitamin B6. Now, B6 is essential. It's needed to convert the amino acid tryptophan into serotonin.
Serotonin, the feel-good chemical.
Exactly, which promotes relaxation. And then serotonin gets converted directly into melatonin. That's the hormone that basically tells your brain, hey, it's nighttime, time to sleep. It's like a little natural sleep-promoting factory.
Wow, that's quite a chain reaction from just a banana. Can you maybe share an example? Does this work in practice?
Definitely. We had a patient, Rosa, she was 65, struggling with waking up in the middle of the night and really bothersome restless legs. She started just eating one ripe banana. You know, the ones with a few brown spots, about an hour before she went to bed. Within just a few days, the leg twitching stopped, and she reported her sleep felt much deeper, more solid, more regular.
That's remarkable.
It is, and it highlights that it's not like flipping a switch, like taking a sleeping pill. It's more about helping the brain gently relearn its natural sleep patterns over time. And for an extra soothing boost, you could even try something like a warm oat milk banana pudding. Oh, and a little side note, those greener bananas people often avoid. They contain resistant starch, which is actually great food for your beneficial gut bacteria. And believe it or not, gut health is linked to producing sleep-promoting substances too.
Okay, good tip. So bananas are the natural sleep factory. What about another quiet hero? Almonds. Most people just grab a handful for a snack.
Right, but they're doing a lot more behind the scenes for sleep. Again, magnesium is a big player here. Think of it as a natural off switch for the nervous system. It helps slow things down, ease tension. But almonds also help regulate cortisol. That's your main stress hormone.
Ah, cortisol, the enemy of sleep for many.
Definitely. If you lie in bed with thoughts racing, high cortisol could be why. Almonds can help bring that down. Plus, they've got vitamin E, a potent antioxidant. Chronic inflammation can subtly interfere with deep sleep, and vitamin E helps fight that.
And isn't there something about blood sugar too? Those healthy fats must play a role.
Absolutely critical. The healthy fats in almonds help keep your blood sugar levels stable overnight. This helps prevent those frustrating 2 or 3 a.m. wake-ups that often happen when your blood sugar dips too low and your body kind of panics.
Ah, the dreaded 3 a.m. wide-awake moment.
Exactly. So a small handful, maybe about an hour before bed, is perfect. Raw or soaked. Soaking them for a few hours actually helps reduce phytates, which can sometimes block mineral absorption like magnesium. And a nice idea, make your own almond milk. Just soak almonds overnight, blend with warm water, maybe a pinch of cinnamon, very relaxing.
Great idea. Okay, moving on. Food number 3, cherries. The ruby red sleep reset. More than just a topping for dessert, right?
Much more. Cherries, especially tart cherries, are one of nature's richest sources of melatonin. Your body should make melatonin every evening, but things like stress, age, looking at screens late at night, or regular schedules, they can all mess that up. Eating about 10 to 15 fresh or frozen cherries an hour before bed can help your body get back into that healthy rhythm. It's like giving your internal clock a little nudge.
So it helps reset the clock. What else?
Well, they also contain anthocyanins. These are powerful antioxidants that give cherries their red color. They help combat silent inflammation, especially in the brain. Think of it like an overnight cleanup crew for oxidative stress. So you wake up feeling clearer, more balanced. They also seem to help facilitate that shift from lighter sleep stages into the deeper, more restorative ones.
That sounds incredibly beneficial. So how should people consume them for sleep? Any pitfalls to avoid?
The key is fresh or frozen. Definitely avoid dried cherries. They tend to be packed with added sugar, which can actually spike your energy and work against winding down. You can just eat them plain or blend them into a smoothie with some of that almond milk we talked about. Or maybe oat milk, a light evening snack.
Got it. Fresh or frozen, not dried. Okay, food number 4, kiwi. The green protector of sleep. This one has some actual science behind it, doesn't it?
It really does. There's research, particularly out of New Zealand, showing that eating 1 or 2 kiwis before bed can significantly improve both how long you sleep and the quality of that sleep. The reason? Kiwis are surprisingly abundant in serotonin.
Ah, serotonin again. Precursor to melatonin.
Exactly. So it helps with relaxation, emotional stability, and then provides the building blocks for melatonin. It really helps signal to your body that it's time to wind down.
It really does sound like it sets the stage perfectly. And you mentioned something interesting about kiwi earlier. It's something people usually throw away.
Yes. The skin. Most people peel kiwis, but the fuzzy skin actually contains more fiber and more antioxidants, like vitamin C and E, than the flesh itself. These antioxidants help lower oxidative stress, which can contribute to feeling groggy or unable to concentrate when you wake up. Just give the skin a gentle scrub to remove most of the fuzz, and you can eat the whole thing. The extra fiber is great for digestion too, and good digestion is surprisingly linked to better sleep.
Eat the kiwi skin.
Mmm.
Okay, that's a new one for me. Any power combinations?
For a real boost, try pairing 1 kiwi with about half a banana an hour before bed. You get the tryptophan from the banana and the serotonin boost from the kiwi. It's like giving your brain the perfect cocktail to make melatonin naturally.
Kiwi and banana. Got it. All right, food number 5. This one sounds intriguing. Sauerkraut, the fermented sleep ally. But you mentioned a big caution here.
Yes, absolutely critical with this one. Sauerkraut can be beneficial. It's rich in vitamin C, which we know helps reduce cortisol, that stress hormone. And it's packed with probiotics, which are great for gut health. And the gut-brain connection is increasingly understood to influence nerves and sleep, but you have to use it correctly.
Okay, help. What are the rules?
Rule number 1, small quantities. Just 2 or 3 tablespoons is plenty. Ideally, have it with a complex carb like some oats or maybe a bit of brown rice earlier in the evening. Rule number 2, timing is everything. Eat it at least 2 hours before you plan to go to bed, maybe even earlier.
2 hours minimum. Why so early?
Because you absolutely must avoid mixing it with certain foods close to bedtime. Things like red meats, heavy proteins, highly processed foods, wine, even chocolate. These combinations can interfere with neurotransmitter function or slow digestion right when you want your body winding down. That can actually cause insomnia or discomfort. And you really need to listen to your body with sauerkraut. Watch for any signs of histamine sensitivity, things like flushing, itchy skin, sudden feelings of heat, or waking up with a dull headache. That means fermented foods might not be your friend, especially before bed.
That's really important information. And thinking about our focus on elderly health, any extra precautions for older adults?
Yes, definitely. If you happen to be taking iron supplements, use caution. The high vitamin C in sauerkraut enhances iron absorption. While that's often good, excessive iron levels in the blood can actually inhibit melatonin production, so it could backfire. When buying, always look for raw, unpasteurized sauerkraut. The heat from pasteurization kills those beneficial live probiotics. Keep it simple, keep it organic, and maybe don't mix supplements and sauerkraut in the same meal.
Okay, very clear. Use sauerkraut wisely. Next, food number 6, oatmeal. This feels like breakfast invading bedtime.
It does, but it's actually one of the most underappreciated sleep aids out there. Oatmeal works on several levels. It contains magnesium and zinc. Magnesium calms the brain and muscles. Zinc is crucial for actually producing melatonin. Then there are the slow-digesting carbohydrates. These provide a steady release of glucose all night long.
Preventing that blood sugar crash we talked about with almonds.
Exactly. It stops those 2 to 4 a.m. wake-ups caused by blood sugar dips where your body releases stress hormones to compensate. So no crashes, no spikes, no 3 a.m. brain buzz. Plus, oats contain a unique compound called avenin. It has mild sedative qualities, it helps quiet mental chatter, settle the mind, but without making you feel groggy the next day.
That sounds ideal. Not just filling, but actively calming. What's a good way to prepare it for bedtime?
Keep it simple. Maybe half a cup of rolled oats cooked in some warm almond or oat milk. Sprinkle on some cinnamon, maybe add a few walnuts or almonds for extra benefit. That combination really enhances the calming and blood sugar regulating effects. Research actually suggests regular oat eaters spend more time in those deep restorative sleep stages. You just wake up feeling more alert, more focused, generally in a better mood.
Okay, I might have to try nighttime oatmeal.
Yeah.
Now, food number 7, chamomile, the classic sleepy tea. But you said earlier the secret is all in the preparation.
Absolutely. So many people just dunk a cheap tea bag in boiling water, and honestly, they're missing out on most of the benefits. Chamomile's power comes mainly from a flavonoid called apigenin. It binds to specific receptors in your brain, producing a calming anti-anxiety effect, kind of like some medications, but naturally. It signals the nervous system to chill out. But apigenin is delicate. Very hot water, like straight boiling water, can actually damage it and reduce its effectiveness.
No way. So how do we brew it right to get that calming apigenin?
Okay, here's the secret protocol. First, use dried, whole chamomile flowers, not the dust in most cheap tea bags. About 1 to 2 teaspoons per cup lets you keep the essential oils. Second, water temperature. Let your boiled water cool down just a bit. You want it around 175 to 180 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about 80 Celsius. Steam should still be rising, but it shouldn't be vigorously bubbling. Third, steeping time, and this is crucial. Steep for at least 8 to 10 minutes and keep it covered while it steeps. This traps those volatile essential oils and allows the apigenin to fully infuse.
Covered, right. Keep the good stuff in.
Exactly, and even the mug can make a tiny difference. Use ceramic or glass. Some metals might slightly alter the chemical makeup. Drink this properly brewed tea about 30 to 45 minutes before bed. You can enhance it further with maybe some passion flower or lemon balm or a tiny bit of raw honey. Done consistently, it creates this wonderful sensory cue for your brain. Properly brewed chamomile, time to sleep.
Wow, okay. Proper chamomile protocol noted. Finally, food number 8, walnuts. Brain food, yes, but sleep food too.
It's definitely sleep food. Walnuts have this fantastic combination of nutrients that directly support your sleep cycles. They're packed with omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids. Your body can't make these on its own, but they are absolutely vital for producing melatonin. Think of them as essential building blocks. They also contain magnesium, which we know helps lower blood pressure, slow the heartbeat slightly, relax muscles, all things that prime your body for rest.
Okay, fatty acids, magnesium. But isn't there something really unique about walnuts and sleep? Something direct?
There is. This is the kicker. Walnuts naturally contain melatonin itself. It's already preformed, ready for your body to use directly. This means they not only provide the building blocks, but also give you a direct dose, helping maintain melatonin levels through the night for sounder sleep. We saw this help a patient, Martin, 67 years old, who woke up frequently. Just adding a small handful of walnuts to his evening routine led to much deeper sleep. And if he did wake up, he found he could get back to sleep much faster.
That's impressive. Real-world results. Any tips for maximizing the walnut benefit?
Yeah, a good tip is to soak walnuts in water for about 4 hours before you eat them. This helps reduce phytates, compounds that can sometimes interfere with nutrient absorption. And for a powerhouse combo, pair walnuts with a carb-rich fruit like a banana or kiwi. Remember how carbs help tryptophan cross into the brain? The carbs help with serotonin-melatonin conversion from the tryptophan, also in walnuts, while the healthy fats in the walnuts help sustain melatonin production overnight. Just 4 or 5 walnuts about an hour before bed can make a real difference. Don't underestimate these little guys.
Fantastic. So after all this, what's the bottom line for you, the listener? It really means that the power to get back truly restorative sleep, it often lies right there in your kitchen, not necessarily in complex medications, but in these simple yet potent foods that nature gives us. From the surprising triple action of a banana to the specific ritual needed for chamomile, these are tools your body might just be craving to remember how to rest deeply again.
And if we connect that to the bigger picture, especially thinking about health as we age, it's really about understanding and supporting your body's own innate wisdom. Your physiology changes over time. This isn't just about clocking hours of sleep. It's about deep rejuvenation. It's about healing. It's about optimizing your brain and your body so you have brighter mornings and honestly healthier years ahead. It's truly holistic.
We've definitely dived deep into some fascinating natural remedies today, showing how you can reclaim your rest using nature's pantry. But here's a thought to leave you with, something that gets really interesting. If the very foods we eat can have such a profound influence on something as fundamental as our sleep, what other seemingly small dietary choices might be silently shaping our health, our energy, our vitality, perhaps in ways we haven't even begun to consider?
Something to think about.
Keep exploring, keep questioning, and continue your deep dive into well-being.